Good evening, YouTube. My name is Ryan Hawley once again. I'm YouTube user PB70CDOEM. Well, I say good evening because it's 10:15 p.m. Pacific time that I'm making this video. Today is December 9th of 2020. 2021. Sorry about that. I got a bit of on my mind right now. Because what we're actually going to be doing today, I've had it all planned out and ready to go. We are going to be installing Windows 95 on an IBM Aptiva 2168 M53. It's one of the Magic models, the M series. And this is going to be a tutorial video for anyone who wants to install Windows 95 on an IBM Aptiva. Now, almost everyone would pretty much know how to install Windows 95 already, but I'm also going to be providing tutorials on how to install drivers, such as for the sound and modem M-Wave adapter. For those who do not know, which I'm pretty certain. I can't talk today. It's been pretty busy today, so just bear with me. Tutorials on how to install the M-Wave sound and modem drivers, because I'm certain that there's quite a few people out there that still are having troubles with that. Anyways, I have here my Windows 95 CD and OEM CD. And I have a Windows 95 boot disk that does not have a CD-ROM driver on it, which is why I've also got a Windows 98 boot disk, which I will be using to copy one of the CD-ROM drivers from it to the hard drive, well, CF card in my case, temporarily, and be copying it to the freshly made Windows 95 boot disk. So we will go ahead and insert it into the drive. I don't know if you heard that. That was me inserting in the drive. Turn the system on. Go ahead and put the Windows 95 CD in the drive. Go ahead and hit escape because we don't need to do a memory test on anything. Okay. Right now it's booting off of the boot floppy. Okay. Now we will go ahead and temporarily eject our Windows 95 boot disk and insert our Windows 98 boot disk. Turn on caps lock to make this a bit easier for me. And we're going to type in copy space OAK CD-ROM dot SYS space C colon. Okay. Alternatively, we'll also need to copy, I don't know for sure, but just to be sure. I also did some research on my channel, I want to mention, and I think I can upload videos for more than 15 minutes. I actually looked, and my channel didn't say I had a limitation, so I'm gonna actually see if I can, and if I actually can, then I'll go over 15 minutes. At least I'm going to on this attempt, otherwise I'll try again. But if I can and it's over 15 minutes, then this video will already be up and you'll be watching it right now. Anyways, copy space mscdex dot exe space c colon. Whoop. C colon. What? Uh-oh, that wasn't a dot, that was a comma. I just pressed F3 to do the same command again, and then hit the right arrow key. That's not right. E C colon. I already got caps lock on. Huh? Okay, I gotta boot off of the Windows 98 disk apparently. Because it's actually in the ebd.cab file, I just realized. Start computer with CD-ROM support. That's just me drinking iced tea. That was the ice cubes in my cup making that noise. Okay. See, today is actually Thursday, December 9th. Yeah, I mentioned that already because I actually said 2020 by mistake. It's actually 2021. In about an hour and a half or so, it'll be December 10th. Preparing to start your computer. This may take a few minutes. Well, if YouTube gives me unlimited time, then... Okay, so D colon... Oh. That was a mistake. Let me type in dir just to make sure that, there it is. Put caps lock on. Copy space mscdex dot exe space c colon. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and remove the Windows 98 boot floppy disk. Put the Windows 95 disk back in. dir. You see it doesn't even have the mscdex. Perform a Control-Alt-Delete. But it has the edit.com, the DOS editor. So we'll reboot off of the Windows 95 boot disk again. I might make some mistakes on here, so just bear with me. I will try and correct them, which I'm certain I will. I did correct one. I went 1 year behind by mistake, but there is also some research I've been doing I'm not really comfortable talking about. Has nothing to do with you guys, but one of my YouTube friends is, well, never mind. I just found something out, and I really don't want to talk about any of that information at the moment. Anyways, let's go ahead and type in C colon copy. We'll just do the star items, or keystrokes, so that it copies both files to the disk. A colon. So let's put in the driver in. Sorry if you can't see that. This is why I got the tripod, but I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. I just realized that this light... Okay. That's a bit better. I should have done a preparation before I did this, and I actually apologize to everyone. Whoops, got this backwards. Okay, now we'll go back on the A drive. Type in edit config.sys. We'll hit enter. Just kind of need some of this light so I can see my keyboard. Okay. Let's just go with device equals A drive OAK CD-ROM dot sys. We'll do a this, and let's just call it MSCD 001. Save that. And now we will open the autoexec.bat file. And there isn't one. It's bizarre. Just do save as. Autoexec.bat. On top of that, we are also going to make a batch file for making the Windows options cabs directory on the C drive. So we will do md C Windows copy paste options, highlight it again, copy and then paste, cabs, and then we will do copy D drive, which is the CD-ROM drive, win 95 slash star dot star space cab. Okay. Now, if you're using more than one hard drive, or your hard drive or CF card or other storage media for the C drive has more than one partition, The CD-ROM drive letter will be different, so pay attention. Otherwise this batch file won't work for that. But in my case it will. We'll go with save as. Call it copy cabs.bat. Okay, let's see if this works. We'll go ahead and perform a Control-Alt-Delete. I might make this into more than one video for installing Windows 95 and then another one for installing the M-Wave software. In fact, I think I will. Okay, good. Now we will type in copy cabs, enter. Uh-oh. I made a mistake. That MD was not supposed to be in there. I don't know how I didn't notice that, so yeah, sorry about that. We'll just hit backspace 3 times, take it out. Now we'll try this again. Copy cabs. Whoops. Cabs. Of course it'll say directory already exists because of that little, that was a mistake on my part, so I apologize about that. Pretty sure most or all of you probably noticed that before I did. So, like I said, just bear with me. That was an accident, and I do apologize. So what's going on at this point? Ooh, you know what I should have done first is type in sys and then C: to make the CF card bootable. Hard drive, I should say, but in my case it's actually a CF card. There are some CF cards that do work and there are some CF cards that don't, so just be mindful of that. Okay. Sys C:. Sys space C:. I recommend doing this first because there will be some cases where it'll say no room for which in this case it didn't. I don't know why it's like that, but sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. And at this point, we can now just remove the disk and the CD. Control-Alt-Delete. Ooh, that could have closed the CD-ROM drive tray. And now, since it booted off of the hard drive, or CF card in my case, we will type in CD space Windows Options Cabs, and then type in setup. And what I personally like to do to bypass scan disk is type in space /IS. And then Windows 95 setup has begun. Okay. And pay attention to what you're doing here. You don't want to install Windows in Windows.000. So other directory, and then type in backspace 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and click next. Already exists. If you continue, files may be overwritten. No, they won't, because the cabs file, options cabs file I should say, won't be. It's only talking about like, oh, the Windows directory itself and like other folders besides the options folder, whether it's the system folder or things like that. We will go with custom. Okay. You know what? I personally do not care whether I put the camera down or not. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the key code in anyways. Don't come after me, company of Microsoft. Don't come and kill me, Bill Gates. Please. I'll just type in user, because this is just a temporary setup. We'll go ahead and hit yes. Do just the C. Well, it does have a sound and modem card, but I'm leaving that unchecked because, well, the IBM M-Wave sound modem card has a proprietary setup to where, well, it's complicated to explain. So we'll just let it do its thing. This might take about a minute or two. It says this may take several minutes. Well, really it's not. At least in my case, it really never has. If it doesn't spawn for a long time, turn off your computer, do not press Ctrl-Delete, then turn it back on, run setup again, and choose safe recovery when prompted. Well, honestly we don't need to, because I can clearly see my hard drive light flashing. I can move the cursor on my screen. It may look like it'll hang for a moment, but in my case it's just taking its time. And I can see the hard drive light blinking. If you don't hear a hard drive making the clicking sound, it's because, I've mentioned before in my case, using a CF card. No offense to anyone, I'm not trying to sound demanding or anything, and I'm sorry if I did. Looks like we're about 23 minutes into the video now, so sorry if it's taken a while, but I've made some mistakes by accident, so just bear with me. Okay. I might as well just check everything. How I like to do it is uncheck, yep, and then check, uncheck, check, uncheck, check, uncheck, check, uncheck, check, uncheck, check. And that will automatically check absolutely every item, even though it's not necessary, but just for the sake of the video, this is the way I'm going to do it. You know, we'll just go with Windows login. Okay. Trident Super VGA. That's got a better one though. Don't need a startup disk. I've already made one. You can find them on WinWorld PC, except the Windows 95 RTM or A startup disk. If you boot off of it, it might have an OEM setup.exe file, which will cause a blue setup screen to come up, similar to MS-DOS 6.22 setup. But you can just exit out of it and then follow the same procedures from there, and go into the autoex.bat file and take out OEM setup if need be, because it'll be no different and it really won't matter. So it is copying files at this moment. If you guys want to skip ahead, go ahead. It that might take a little while. More than halfway there now. We got a quarter more way to go. The Microsoft Network abandonware. No longer valid, no longer in service. It is what it is, but there's not really anything any of us can do about that. The heater just kicked on. It'll take about a minute or two before it powers off. Okay, and then we'll click Finish. We'll reboot in this case. Hit Escape because the memory test is not necessary, plus it's about a few seconds. Waste a few seconds of time, I should say. Getting ready to run Windows 95 for the first time. Okay. Type in user and then click OK. Nope, we're not going to put a password in. We don't need that login box to come up. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Start menu items. Shortcuts. Well, items is what I like to refer to them as. Be importing program manager groups if you upgraded from Windows 3.1x to Windows 95. 1x meaning like 3.1, 3.11, or both of those versions with for work groups right next to them. So Windows for work groups, 3.1 or 3.11. And just click cancel on that. Yeah. And if you want to install a printer at this point, you can, but in this case, I'm not going to. Okay. Sometimes that'll happen because it'll say that the master boot record has changed, but that's to be expected when you install a new operating system or upgrade. Okay. We'll just close out of that. And Windows 95 is installed. So in my next video, we will install drivers for the Trident VJ, although there is one installed, but there's an updated one off of the IBM Aptiva Technical Update CD with the purple label. I will link that in the description box through my archive.org account, because I've actually uploaded an ISO file of it and an image file of it. So for now, this is Ryan Hawley, PB70CD OEM, signing off, and I'll see you in my next one.